Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dave Sebastian, coordinator of Mentoring Arts Programming with Wayside. I am here once again to do artwork with you guys. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm having a pretty good day, you know. Today is the 12th. Seems like we got about 8 more days left before Inauguration Day. I'm in Boston, or in Shirley, which is in Mass. And right now, today, it's about 45 degrees, dramatically warmer than it's been over the last couple of weeks. And I'm pretty excited about it. You know, it looks like it's going to be nice through the weekend. So having a few days of above freezing weather in New England in January is pretty awesome. So that's the deal with that. Hold on one second. Right, so, oh, go. Just gotta move a little gear up a little closer. Cool. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. All right, so today, like I said, we're going to work on some collaging. I am doing a sort of a open-ended art project called hashtag The Open Comic. Go on Instagram, check it out. I've been doing it now for, I think I'm coming up on my 3rd year now. I've done about 90 collages using comic book material. And it started when a significant number of my comic collection was damaged in my storage. So I decided that I would try to figure out a way to not have to throw those things away and to try to make them into something else. And once I started opening them up and cutting them and stuff, I noticed that that the artwork inside is so powerful and beautiful that there's no way it should be in a closed book in a box in the corner of your room or on a shelf somewhere. You know, we have an opportunity right now. Comic art has never been better. It's unbelievable. I would argue some of the greatest artists in the country are comic book artists, and it's amazing, and I love it. So it's like, you know, how do I share this with the young adults? Not only young adults in general, but the young adults that I work with. You know, like, what's the key to you know, to getting folks interested in this? And it was like, you know, how about we try to, you know, divide it up a little bit and try to absorb the art form one piece at a time. Like, I would say that's how I learned about comics, right? Because when I was little, I just looked at the pictures. And then as I got older, I could read them and appreciate what the pages were telling you. You know, the idea of narrative storytelling, which is, of course, visual storytelling, is what comics are, you know, and it's an amazing thing. You know, you could read a comic without the words, and it'd be no problem, depending on the artist. You know, generally speaking, the average comic book artist's job is to tell a story with their work. It's very journalistic, or camera. You know, like, they are the cinematographer, and they're creating the live storyboards, kind of. You know, it's like comics have a lot to offer. So I decided I would try to introduce them to the young adults that I work with and to my community in a non-verbal, image artwork-based project, you know. And so far I've done 90, and it's been a great ride. I've had a really great time. One of the funnest things about it is being able to get in and kind of experience the artist's artwork. And probably the only other person who got as close to it as me was the artist who was drawing it, you know, because I'm really close to this work, you know, like, and what I'm trying to do is to reinterpret the work to tell a story that I choose, or to take some vignettes out of the story that the comic was telling and try to tell them in less panels or less text, or honestly just try to take the most beautiful artwork elements out in the story and create a piece of a different piece of artwork using them, you know. And they've come and gone, popular, you know, successful wise. Sometimes they've worked out great, sometimes not, you know. Sometimes they're large and complicated, sometimes they're small and simple. I finished this one just about a week ago in one day. A little hair on there. And, you know, I think it came out cool. It was a good time. This is wormwood. So sometimes I think this has like maybe 8 pieces. So sometimes it's quick and simple, and other times it takes a little bit longer, you know, and it's a little bit more complicated. This piece here is from a Topps Duckman comic. I am a huge Duckman fan, and I'm actually currently on my way, working my way through the entire series. I'm in season 4. There are 28 episodes in season 4. Last night I got to 24, so I'm almost out of Duckman. What was awesome is when the show went off the air, this Topps comic took over. I'm not going to go off on Duckman, but Duckman was invented by an artist named Everett Peck. His idea was to be powerfully antisocial, and he does that. You know, he is repellent in a number of ways. He's racially and sexually insensitive. He has some social issues. He's just not the nicest duck in the world. But he's something I really enjoy being a part of and experiencing, and I feel like the artwork of Duckman is just, it's awesome. You know, I love it. So this is the collage that I made with that. This one is 9 by 12. You know, had some fun with this one. And so the next one we're going to do is this large Grendel one, of which I have pieces everywhere, which is generally speaking the way I do collages. So, one sec, guys. So this is where we're at in this collage right now, which is everything's cut. Everything is here that I've decided I wanted to use. I did the collage as far as how I want, you know, how I want it to look. What I do is I lay it a whole thing out and photograph it, and then hold on just one second, and then that is like my key, right? So that's the way I'm going to use the artwork. Let me show it to you real quick. So this is the setup that we did with the work. I think this looks cool. Going to be fun. Pretty good size, you know. I very much enjoy doing large collages. It's just hard. They're a big job. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit of a detractor. You know, one of the things that tends to happen with the bigger collages is you make a way bigger mess. You know, I wind up with paper everywhere around me, and hundreds of pieces. Like the last large one I did was 18 by 24, which is generally speaking considered to be like my large size. Like I haven't really done anything larger than that. This week or last week I started a scratch board, which is 16 by 20. This is really a lot bigger than I've ever really worked before. So it's fun and interesting. I'm nervous about it. I think it's going to be fun. And so this one here is 11 by 17, the piece we're going to do right now with Grendel. Pretty good size too, and a different size. Let's see, I think I've done a couple in that size. There's 1, 2, maybe like 3. Done about 3 in this size, but I haven't in a little bit. So always working on something new. It's the story of my life, really, you know. So first thing we have to do before we get into anything is we have to get ready with our materials, right? So this here, this here is Mod Podge. It's matte. This is the 32 ounce. If you ever are going to use Mod Podge, buy this much of it, because this is like around $10, and the smaller ones are $7-8, and they're like, you know, a third of this. So, you know, stock up. It's the way to go. All right. So the first thing we got to do is we got to put a little of this Mod Podge into our cup because we're running low. You want to always take a look at it and see if your Mod Podge is not liquid, because then we don't want to add more to it, because of course what'll happen, we'll just make a big mess. I usually have a little spot that I've already torn open. Where is it? There we go. Yep. It's a little yucky sometimes. Now this is probably the hardest part, which is to try to hit it without spilling it everywhere. Whoa, and having the right tool to, right thing to pour it into. With Mod Podge, the only thing you gotta watch out for is chunks. Occasionally you get a big chunk, and that means you're going too fast. You gotta really let it go here. I don't use a ton of Mod Podge. I probably haven't filled this up now in at least 2 months. I was using Mod Podge for all my pieces for quite a while, and I honestly didn't really think there was anything better. There's some problems that I have with Mod Podge. One is that it dries relatively quickly, and you'd have people saying, "Oh, that's not true. It's craft grade. It dries really slow." It does dry slow relatively, but basically you have a certain amount of time to work, and that is quick for me. Second thing is that it's really hard on your brushes. You know, like you'll kill a brush with Mod Podge if you don't wash it within a couple of minutes, because it'll get in there like you wouldn't believe, and I wind up doing things like picking it to try to get everything out of it, which is foolish. So don't do that. Where'd it go? Under here. Whoop. One sec, guys. Heck. I know it was here. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Easy to get distracted. What were we talking about? Oh yes, Mod Podge. So it's a little bit stickier, and I just didn't know really about anything else. So I just worked with that, and that it was fine, and a lot of my work I've done with that, and it's worked fine. But then I found out about gel medium, and gel medium, which is what I have right here, is paint minus pigment. That's a really cool thing, right? Because paint loves paint. So if we put this stuff down and then we glue something to it and we work on top of it again, then that's all glue, that's all paint, right? And so we're like embedding our paper into paint. And the great thing about paint is it doesn't clog the brush, and it's like pretty easy to clean. Even if you blow it and you wait too long, brush soap pretty much get it out, and you'd be in fine shape. Mod Podge just takes a little longer, and that's not so much a complaint, it's just the deal, you know what I mean? So I decided to start using gel medium, and it's worked great. Like, I love it. It has more of what I call wiggle room. You can put your artwork down. If you didn't get it croyed in the right space, you can shift it around a little before it's really stuck. This is a detractor too, which is it takes a few minutes to dry, which means if you're rushing, like I always am, you can accidentally move things, you can double glue things, or any number of things like that. Most of the thing I do the most related to that would be leave pieces that I don't want, like trim pieces and stuff on the collage, and then realizing that they're glued there right as they're pretty much dry. and then you find that it's hard to get it off. But that's good news too, because you don't want everything to stick down. It's a collage. That's how it works. So yeah, that's the deal with that. All right. Cool. All right. So if anybody was with me a couple days back when we started this, I think it was Thursday was when we started this guy. You know that. Throw this up here. You know that we have quite a few pieces. Well, the most important thing I was going to say is to start in a corner. The best way to work with collages is to, like the same way as a puzzle. When I built the collage, you know, when I was doing this stuff here, I started in the upper right-hand corner and worked my way across until I had artwork for that corner, artwork for the upper left-hand corner, and then the bottom right-hand corner. And then I knew what I wanted to do in the left-hand corner. I just wasn't exactly sure if it would wind up being the corner piece. And it turns out I'm going to put this red piece that's behind it. Excuse me. So it'll be a corner one, but just off a corner one. You know, so that's pretty much what we're gonna do. So we'll start with our corners, or really, now that we've laid out our Mod Podge, the next thing would be laying out all the little pieces around us so that we can find them when we need them, right? No, can't do that. Sorry, guys. All right. Quite a few pieces. I'm not sure how many. I'm guessing maybe 30, something like that. One of what I feel like is one of the things I'm always working against in my collages is using too much of the artist's information. You know, the artist that drew this stuff was creating a story that he was interested in telling, and the panels he drew were to that end. My job, right, is to try to change those choices that he made. Otherwise, I'm you know, just moving things around, and that's not what I had in mind. All right. See if we can figure out how many pieces we got here. I would not be using that one. Yep. Gonna leave the pieces here that are part of my first thing. All right. This one's cool. It's Grendel, but he's really extremely loosely drawn. Oh, and I guess it's worth mentioning that this is the character Grendel here. You know, he's kind of like a combination of Spidey and Batman. If that's a good way to describe him. He's a great drawing of him. The risk of this part of collaging is losing a vital piece. This absolutely happens to me every time. I lose something that's key. Usually the last panel or something like that, you know, which is ultimately super frustrating. But, you know, what doesn't kill you kills you later. No, that's not true. I'm just joking. All right. Excuse me. Sorry about that. All right. So it looks like we got 3 of those pieces. 3 of our corners, those 2 and these 2. And then our other corner is this one, right? And we need the little tiny piece we're using behind that, which is this. So the first thing I'm going to do before anything else is I want this piece to be behind this one. Like this, right? So I can glue it to the board and then glue this one on top of it, but I can also do the reverse of that, which is I can just put a little glue here on the back and glue this one right where I want it to be. All right, one of the problems with working with glue of any kind is that sometimes it gets clogged up. So I keep a pin around for just that reason. This is an old airbrush needle, which is probably my favorite art tool. Not a paintbrush or a pencil. Marker. We're going for something totally different here. All right. This brush I'm using here is a Liquitex 1-inch brush. I used to use super low quality brushes like Mod Podge brushes. I think they're fine. They're just disposable. You know, after you use them, you got to make sure you're ready to get rid of them. Forgot one of my tools. This is a brayer. This guy is for pushing stuff flat. All right, now that would be a great example of having to be careful that you don't glue the paper down when you're not ready, right? Okay. I think before I put this one down, I want to do the other corners because I think that the big deal is this gray piece up the middle. So we're going to wait on all of our other corners while we figure that one out. Whoop, don't tear on me. There we go. All right, so we got this big wolf character. He is Grendel's arch enemy, but I can't remember his name. I think he's called just like the devil or something. The demon. Can't remember. Foolish. I can't remember. All right, so see these two pieces right here already take up almost a third of our overall workspace. Figure out exactly where we want that to go. Cool. Just got to get a little trimming on this one. Wonder where we put the little cutting board. Oh, there we go. Right. Okay. Sorry, you guys, having a little trouble over here. All right, there we go. got to have a cutting board around, even if it's covered with offcuts. All right. Oh, I wanted to grab one more thing. Oh, cutting board. All right. Something you want to do, something I want to do every time I'm making a collage. I should have done it when I started this one. I just got a little distracted. Is you want to change out your old X-Acto or your old matte knife blade. One sec, guys. Just drop the blade on the floor, where I will find it sticking in my foot. Okay. All right. So I got my knife here. I'm using a Fiskars matte knife. I've been using X-Actos for years. I think they're awesome. This guy had a little bit more going for it, which is this large silicone body, which made cutting a little more comfortable. I also had just purchased a paper cutter from them, which has been working out great. So I figured I'd give it a try. While I was there, I actually got this one, which is a finger blade. So it's a different way to cut, give your fingers a break. Some of us are out here cutting all the time, so somehow recently I've lost my ruler. And it's been gone for quite a while now. Oh, I think my kids steal these things. Don't know why. Whatever it is that's important to you, that's what the kids are going to want. Oh, blade just moved. I have a big unit here, but don't want to use that. Well, I guess I don't have anything. Gotta get right in here. Alright. Looks like we almost got it. Just a little spot there where we cut some wood. Don't use these for that. That's not what they're for. It's foolish. Okay. All right, we get our cutting board aside here. Uh-oh. Oh, where'd it go? Ah. Dropping that is not as big of a deal as totally losing my brush that I'm using for glue. Yeah, oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. You want to try not to drop this or let it get away from you because it picks up dust like you wouldn't believe. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to throw these pieces in here, these three pieces. And so we're starting with this really big upper corner piece. Usually I paint the surfaces black before I work on them. This one, I have enough coverage that I don't think I'm going to need to do that. So we're going to give it a shot. Also, you get kind of a different look when you paint your surface black. You know, any edges that aren't 100% covered, you know, they have this base color under them. I just decided that this time I want to do it this way. You know? It's slightly quicker because you have to take the time for it to dry, although a thin layer of high flow acrylics dries really, really quick. But I just didn't feel like doing it this time. Sorry, I was just saying about wiggle time. This will just give me a sec to be able to put it right where we want it to go. Now I'm not sure I went down far enough with my glue. I kind of don't think so. So now we can a little more glue in there. Really no such thing as too much glue unless your artwork starts to ripple. If it starts to ripple, you've used too much. Good thing is both Mod Podge and gel medium are self-leveling. So when they're done, when they're dry, they'll be flat. But braying is very important because it takes out things like really obvious wrinkles and that kind of stuff. It's like we missed a little spot down here still. Okay. Unfortunately, I have this whole board is moving a little on me because of the artwork that's under it, which is a good thing not to do, you know. Try not to be working on top of three other things. I can't help it though. That's how my mind is working at the moment, working on multiple projects at the same time. Looks like we're in good shape here. Got that piece down pretty good. Ah, that's what it is. There we go, much better. All right, so we got that guy in there. So now we got to try to get this in here. Make sure it's right where it goes. That looked totally right, but it isn't. That's what we're looking for right there. So for this one, I'm going to try to do a little better. Okay. Okay. Let's see how close we got here. Getting over far enough. Did we really? That'll be a first. Looks like we got a little renegade up here. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, we went over a little bit here on the edge. We can trim that later. That part looks pretty good. Looks down all right. Looks like we got that noise is the tape. Oops. That's a giant bottle of gel medium. It's huge. Couldn't possibly be bigger. All right. So we got one more small piece to go with that, which is right here. So for this one, okay, there we go. Now we just got to get it in the right spot. I think we're going to go with that. Well, I kind of blew that one. Just off. Works for one hand, but not so much for the other. But I think I'm going to be covering that over anyway. Alright, so now we got our two really large pieces down. That'll help to set up that corner. Alright. So we know this is our next corner here. Now Mod Podge says not to glue on top of each other in more than 15 minutes. So instead, don't glue on pieces on top of each other faster than 15 minutes. So what they're saying is you want to let the glue underneath the artwork dry before you glue on top of it. That's good advice, and occasionally I'm able to do that. But sometimes, in fact, oftentimes, you're in a hurry. So you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So looks like pretty much all the other corners overlap. our large middle piece. This guy probably the least. So we'll go with this guy. Nothing funner than glue shapes. Alright, let's try our luck with that. Doesn't really look like enough. Almost. Now that was stupid. Because the chance of it sticking after you pull it up like that is really, really not good. More interested in the long top than the silly side. Right? Whoops. I think I got quite enough onto there. Gotta strike it out with glue today. Alright. Now see, this is where you'd think where I would get the reason for painting the surface black, because then that would just be black. Like I said, striking out. Alright, I think we're going to have to shake our gel media because it seems like it's not sticky enough, or I have to shake my head because I'm not getting things stuck down enough. Alright. You want to really try to keep glue off of your brayer because it just makes a mess. This brayer was like gray when I went to use it last week, and I figured, oh, maybe I can get some of the extraneous glue off. It all came off and went back to being rubber, which is awesome. Alright, now we got this guy stuck down pretty good. Pretty good. Wish I had gotten that spot right there. You can see the air under it. What are you gonna do? Alright, so we got these two pieces down. They look pretty good. Next piece we want to put in is this one. You know, these few pieces here are all from the there was a black and white part of this storyline. This is all from a Grendel book the other pieces I could show you. I have the cover here. No. Is from a compilation of Grendel stories by a number of great comic book artists, including Matt Wagner, Mike Allred, the Pander brothers, Teddy Christensen, all brilliant comic artists and folks who had worked on Grendel before. Matt Wagner is the artist-writer who invented Grendel. And so he's obviously relatively good at it, you know. Try to get my act back together. And back to the guy who's done 90 collages, who should be able to get paper down without huge air pockets under it. I was just nervous to work with you guys. Whoa! So you try not to get it in the glue, I guess, because it spreads it around. All right. There we go. And then our other corner is this large one here. Oops. Oh, see? You know that this is how you lose it. That ain't it. There it is. Whatever piece you need, that's the one you lose. I guarantee it. If anybody has any thoughts out there, or anybody's interested, I don't know who's watching me, but if you're interested, you know, feel free to make a comment. I'd love to talk to you. Any questions, thoughts, complaints, you know, whatever you need. So this one, like the other one, is pretty good size. So we're going to try to fill this whole area here in glue. I want glue on my next large piece of Bristol. So I usually come in from the sides like this because it's easier to get a little coverage with the backhand part of your brush, and because then you're not sort of splashing the glue around. Right? Get off me. Okay. All right. So now we got that guy in there. He looks good. Next thing we want to do . All right. We have a pretty large shot up here in the corner. We're going to put like this. want to get in here and do a little bitty trim, a little bit of trimmage. Okay, that's where we want that guy to go. I like the little bit of trim sort of helps. All right. All right. See if there's anything else we want to take out. Not straight. Damn it. Oh, heck. So here, you know, I'm just trying to clean this up so it'll sit in the corner correctly. All right, that should help us get it in here. Oh yeah, that looks good. I like that this area down here looks kind of turns back and forth. It's like unclear what's happening there. I love that. Oh, see, here's the type of stuff. Like, you know, you get that piece right there hanging out, and you can't get them off because you've lost all your tools. Another one. Okay. That's a good piece right there. So since we're over in that area, maybe we should go right across the top. Take a look at our next Grendel piece, which again is this is a pretty good size. Most of this collage is really celebrating Grendel's interpretations, you know, because these are for real, for sure, larger images, you know. larger cuts, I suppose I should say. All right. Like I said, you gotta lose something. So right now, I have lost something. This one. Yikes. The one I'm missing is unbelievably tiny. Very, very tiny. Put this back over here. Just one sec, you guys. Just want to see if it's here on the floor. Damn. Just had it too. Alright. I have lost it. Okay. Well, what are you gonna do? As soon as we're done, I will find it. Which is completely predictable. Okay. That's all of what we have here. Oh, there it is. You guys took it. You took it. Look at how small that is. Freaking foolish. All right. But that is one of our next pieces. This guy wants to come right in here. Like that. Okay. Right? Oh, jeez. Okay. I'm going to line the whole sides with black, so shouldn't be a huge big deal. Okay, we'll cut a little of that out. Okay. Like the foot part, don't love the hand part. Let's see. Let's just trim the edge here. Okay. Got to be really careful when you're doing that, because you can super easily cut the underlying paper, and you'll know it because it'll screw up your stuff. You know what I mean? That guy's stuck down there pretty good. All right. In the interest of continuing to move around, I think that we will work up in this area here. It's already dry. I don't want to lose that again. All right, so for this, we're going to bring his spear up into the corner and bring him right down the side. Just want to make sure we have the right, like a square thing going on. That'll help us with this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. Okay. Next thing is right down the side here. big old red Grendel in here. Check with the needle. Oh, it looks good. Red on red, I think, was freaking me out. All right. One sec, guys. There we go. All right. Sorry, guys. Get distracted. You know how that goes. Okay. Looks like we got most of our stuff happening here. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. So, where have we not worked in a bit? Right. I think we'll go right up in this area here. Okay. Excuse me. That one was a while coming. Oh, man. All right, so we've worked here and here. I think we want to get down in this area. Right down here. All right, we got to get this one. A whole bunch of these to see where we want to go. Okay. take a look at something real quick here. So what I'm trying to figure out here is where I want this monster's face to go. Yeah, I think that's right about where we're thinking right there. Okay. That little piece there was curling up real good, so man, my hands is dirty. Hopefully I don't get it's the glue that's helping this transfer happen. Alright. So now we've worked down in this area and we know all this stuff makes its way into that area. But now I'm going to switch over to this area over here, where we're using a number of pieces. Definitely using this one. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, I want this guy here. See, here's an example of when the glue is just drying a little bit too quick, and most of it is because it's drying on my brush. Alright, got that guy in there. Little piece up here that I don't want to use, just this little tiny bit of black. You got to give me 1 sec, guys. I have to go run and wash this brush out. All right, guys, sorry about that. I am back with you. All right, now our brush is clean, so we won't get any more of these sort of dirty transfers. If you look right here, you can see the black transferring from my fingers to the collage. We don't want that. No, not good. Oh. One of the problems with when you clean your brush is you got to make sure you get all the water out, or you're gluing with a wet brush, which will make it not really glue so good. This, not this. Just gonna go here. All right, so just like this. A little bit more like that. Yep, that's just what we were looking for, right there. once this dries a little, we're going to bring this guy in. You guys see over my head? Alright. Okay. So this guy is going to come right in here. That'll look good. I think we have one more little piece of city I wanted to put in here. How did I want to do it? I think it was about the bottom. Oh yeah, look at this. Yeah, this works great. I think I wanted to break out our triangle. Okay. Oh, don't want that to glue down just yet. Is it this that I wanted to do? Okay. That's good, like a little city background action. I don't know if I'll be able to get this off, but maybe. There we go. Okay. That area there looks pretty good. Ah, damn. Accidentally covered the little Grendel. Okay. Okay. This spot over here looks pretty good. Alright, now we got our big angry screaming red face here. This guy, I just want to trim back his outline a little bit. Okay. This side doesn't look too bad. So this guy wants to go right in there. Just in a spot that covers this transition here. Let's take a look. How you guys holding up? Still with me? Looks like we lined that guy up perfectly. Alright. We don't have enough glue up for that little piece there. Yep. Oops. Okay. screw up everything else by trying to take this one off, which I just did. So what do we do? Oh, that was foolish. Oh. That was foolish. Let's see if we have something else we can use there. Don't bite that so much. Screw that. Alright, now we can move back over here. I'm going to bring this up about here. Right, 1, 2. Inside of a third. So basically. That covers almost his whole hand. Okay. Flip over to see what we want to do with this little Grendel panel here. And this guy just keeps getting sticky. It's going to go down there. Where are we going to put this Grendel so that he doesn't cover too much? I basically had him in like that. Maybe I was thinking of this. It does cover a bit of that bottom. Hmm. Cool. All right. So I was saying we got to jump around, and we do have to jump around. We just want to try to make sure it all works. You know what I mean? What was I doing with this other one? Okay. Hmm. All right. We're cooking now. Check this out. We are down to an extremely small number of pieces. All right. Okay. 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 What I'm going to do when this is totally finished is I'll go back over it with a black paint marker and create some transitions, you know, like bleed one image into the next and that kind of stuff. I think that that really helps and looks cool, and is what I'm going to want to do. So looks like we have just one more piece to put in here. We do have another spot here that I have to deal with. We're going to find something for. But this piece here, right, we have a bunch of backup pieces. To see if we can find something for that little spot. It's a pretty small spot, so don't need anything crazy. Some crazy swirls. Oh, here's a Grendel shot I missed. Actually, before I away that page too. All right. So we have the logo here, which is kind of cool. Okay. I wanted that and this rose here, just in case. Grendel's secret identity is Hunter Rose. He's kind of like Zorro is a aristocrat, you know. Yikes. I don't want anything getting stuck down unintentionally. Definitely don't want to cover. Just a little bit more. All right, that looks good. Okay. Huh. I wish I could get this down a little so you guys could see it a little bit better. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right, so that's pretty much looking like what we're doing here. Unfortunately, it looks like you can't even see this stuff here. Let's see if I turn a couple lights off, if it helps. There we go. So there's the collage that we built today. Came out really good. I had a really great time with it. The only thing left to do is to gel medium everything. What I use on top after everything is dried a little bit is Mod Podge. Mod Podge will seal everything down and cover anything that appears to be like messed up or anything, and it's also self-leveling, so it'll go through and flatten everything out as much as possible. There is occasionally ripples, but generally speaking everything eventually sticks. Excuse me. So the next thing I would do is go over it with paint marker, clean up some spots that I want to look different, and basically get it ready for finish, it's really, really close. In fact, I guess really quick I can show you guys what we do next. Yep. So for example, right here, okay. So see, all we're trying to do here is make, all we're trying to do here is make one section shift into the other. And where I'm working is down here on the bottom of his hand. So see, there's two pieces there, and if you overlap them, they appear to be intentionally overlapped. Okay. Okay. Now, one of the problems is that the marker that I'm using looks different than the printed image. So that's why I do this before the final seal, so that it still doesn't 100% look like it, but it doesn't matter. This is what I want the collages to do. So. So anyway, I noodle away with this for quite a while, trying to see if there's any place that you can, to help one piece fit in a little bit more to the next one. Right? Okay. Well, I think that's probably what I'm going to do for today. Um, which light was it that was creating the problem? This one? Yeah. Funny. All right. So this is what we did together today. I think it came out really, really good. I had a great time with it. I hope you guys had some fun. Sorry I went over by 10 minutes, but we finished it up. And like I said, the only thing left is some gel medium, Mod Podge over the top, and we'll pretty much be all set. So that's where we're at. And thanks a lot for coming along. And again, this is from the hashtag The Open Comic on Instagram. If you guys are interested at all, please go over there and check it out. And if you're interested in these videos, I have quite a few more on my channel, which is Greenhouse Graphics. And I hope you guys will